You're listening to Do This First, a daily personal development podcast that focuses on science-backed, actionable steps towards your best year ever. Hi, I'm Sandy, your host. Today, we're continuing with our 10-part series, The Stoics, Lessons in Leadership and Life with Epictetus. Epictetus was a prominent Stoic philosopher who lived in the 1st and 2nd centuries. He was born as a slave in present-day Turkey and later gained his freedom, eventually becoming a respected teacher of Stoic philosophy in Rome. Epictetus is known for his teachings on Stoicism that were compiled by his student Arrian into two main works, the Discourses and the Handbook. These texts remain influential in Stoic philosophy and continue to be studied and admired for their practical wisdom and guidance on living a virtuous life. Epictetus had a profound impact on Western philosophy, particularly on later Stoic philosophers like Marcus Aurelius and Seneca, who we'll talk about tomorrow. Modern thinkers such as René Descartes, Immanuel Kant, and Albert Ellis were also influenced by Epictetus. James Stockdale, a United States Navy admiral and prisoner of war, credited Epictetus' Stoicism with helping him endure captivity and hardship. While Epictetus is admired for his philosophical insights and teachings, like almost everyone we've showcased in this podcast, and everyone really that has ever walked on planet Earth, Epictetus was not without his limitations or failings. He was lame due to a broken leg, which is thought to have been done by his former master. He was banished from Rome due to his hospitality towards some that opposed the emperor. He did not write his works himself. Instead, his teachings were transcribed and compiled by his student Arrian. Given that Epictetus was born a slave in the 1st century AD, it's quite probable that he may not have been taught how to read or write during his early life as a slave. In ancient Rome, formal education was often reserved for the elite classes, and it was not customary for slaves to receive the same level of education as free individuals. However, it is important to note that despite his potential lack of formal education, Epictetus showed a remarkable intellectual prowess and a deep understanding of philosophy later in life when he became a free man and a renowned Stoic philosopher. Epictetus offered unique insights and teachings that set him apart from other Stoic philosophers. Here are a few distinctive lessons that can be applied to your leadership approach. Number 1, focus on internal freedom. Epictetus emphasized the concept of internal freedom, teaching that true freedom comes from within by cultivating a mindset of acceptance, resilience, and virtue. He believed that we can all find inner peace and freedom by aligning our will with nature and accepting external circumstances without being enslaved by them. This is especially important as a leader. Remaining calm in the midst of pivots, shifts, and uncertainties can help you make better decisions. Accepting situations just means you're not trying to wrestle with reality. You are acknowledging the situation and/or challenges so that you can manage it and find a solution as harmoniously as possible. One of the famous quotes by Epictetus that succinctly underscores the concept of internal freedom is, freedom is not procured by a full enjoyment of what is desired, but by controlling the desire. The quote emphasizes the idea that true freedom is not achieved through the fulfillment of external desires or circumstances, but rather through internal mastery and self-control. It highlights the importance of aligning one's mindset, desires, and actions with virtue and reason rather than being driven by external forces beyond our control. By acknowledging and regulating our desires, thoughts, and reactions, we can cultivate a sense of inner freedom that transcends external conditions and leads to true peace and contentment. Another thing that really differentiates Epictetus and is great as a leader to learn is philosophy. Philosophy as a way of life. Unlike some other Stoic philosophers who focus more on theoretical discussions like Chrysippus, which we uncovered yesterday, Epictetus emphasized the practical application of philosophy to everyday life. He believed that philosophy should be a comprehensive guide for living virtuously and ethically, guiding us in our actions, decisions, and relationships. The concept of philosophy as a way of life, as emphasized by Epictetus, holds significant implications for leadership. By aligning this philosophy with leadership practices, leaders can integrate principles of Stoic philosophy into their daily actions, decisions, and relationships to guide them towards virtuous and ethical leadership. Here's how a leader can apply this philosophy as a way of life. Ethical decision making. Leaders can incorporate Stoic philosophy into their decision-making processes by considering the virtues of wisdom, courage, justice, and moderation advocated by Epictetus. By reflecting on these virtues and their implications for ethical leadership, leaders can make decisions that are guided by principles of fairness, integrity, and moral rectitude. This approach enables leaders to align their actions with philosophical values and lead with authenticity and ethical clarity. Relationships and communications. Philosophy as a way of life also underscores the importance of fostering healthy and constructive relationships based on empathy and understanding. Leaders can apply Epictetus' teachings by prioritizing effective communication, active listening, and empathetic leadership practices in their interactions with their team members, peers, and stakeholders. Leaders can build trust, inspire loyalty, and cultivate a positive organizational culture grounded by embodying philosophical virtues such as compassion, humility, and patience. Leaders can build trust, inspire loyalty, and cultivate a positive organizational culture grounded in ethical values. Personal growth and development. Epictetus believed that philosophy should serve as a practical guide for self-improvement and personal development. Leaders can embrace this philosophy by engaging in continuous learning, self-reflection, and introspection to enhance their leadership capabilities and cultivate virtues such as self-discipline and resilience. By viewing philosophy as a lifelong journey of self-discovery and growth, leaders can expand their awareness, deepen their understanding of ethical leadership principles, and evolve as more effective and principled leaders. And we need more of them in this world. Another leadership lesson from Epictetus is the importance of personal responsibility. Epictetus stressed the importance of taking personal responsibility for one's thoughts, emotions, and actions. He taught that we have the power to shape our own character and destiny through deliberate choices and self-reflection, encouraging us to strive for moral excellence and self-improvement. By delving into the specific teachings of Epictetus and embracing and the distinctive lessons outlined, we can gain a deeper understanding and apply these principles to enhance our personal and professional growth, our resilience, and lead with wisdom and virtue. One quote by Epictetus about virtuous leadership is "Only the educated are free." This quote by Epictetus underscores the idea that true leadership and freedom come from a deep understanding and practice of virtue. In the context of leadership, being educated does not necessarily refer to formal education, but rather to the cultivation of virtues such as wisdom, integrity, courage, and justice. Epictetus suggests that only those who embody these virtues and who are continuously striving for moral excellence can truly be considered free and effective leaders. By emphasizing the importance of ethical education and the pursuit of virtue, this quote highlights the essential connection between wisdom, morality, and virtuous leadership. In other words, never stop learning. If you like what you're hearing, don't forget to leave a review. Follow and subscribe to my YouTube channel at Do This First. You can also read a full transcript of this podcast episode and all 151 podcast episodes and counting on my blog at dothisfirst.life. You can also sign up for my new weekly newsletter, which will help you get your week started on a positive note, and updates on coaching, books, merch, and my public speaking engagements as they become available. Tomorrow, we'll continue with our 10-part Stoic Lessons in Leadership and Life series with Seneca. Till tomorrow.
Moving past the rain.